So today's topic, number 3, we're going to talk about money a little bit. One of the things I tried to do with my kids was go ahead and start teaching them about money. Hasn't stuck really well because they think daddy can just pay for everything, which I do, but we do make our kids spend their own money that they either earn or they get for their birthday. They also have to save some, those sort of things. But the biggest thing is well, look at this, I'm 35. I wish I would have known I wish my dad or my parents or somebody would have been like, hey, start doing this at this age, this is what'll happen, and actually showed me the math. But if I would have started a just an investment account and didn't try to do anything wacky or funky or try to make $1 million overnight, what I would have done was just put it in the S&P 500 ETF, like SPY, or an index. Basically just save like a little bit of money. One of my first full-time job, well, not full-time jobs rather, it's I worked at a theme park called Carowinds. It's right in Charlotte, Fort Mill, the place where I live. And I would work literally 11-hour days during the summer, 6 days a week. So I was the manager of several restaurants there, and that was like the peak for some 16-year-old kid being in high school, right? Like, that was the best job to have at the time. And so all the other managers of the restaurants in Carowinds, I went to school with all of them. And so we made $8.25 an hour. This was in 2003 or 2004 or something like that. And so, yeah, it was great. That summer, working 6 days a week, 11-hour days, at $8.25 an hour, I think by the end of the summer, I had like $5,000 or $6,000 for basically 3 months worth of work or so. And it was a lot of work. It was great. It taught me how to actually go to work and what it takes to earn good money at that point, right? So, but if I would have taken that money and put it into, or at least a portion of it, not all of it, the more the better, but if I would have put that into like an index, and now 20 years later, basically, I don't know how much it would be, but it probably would have been a lot. And then, just keep adding a portion over time. Thing is my son's 8, my daughter's 5. They have their college funds, right? So, I'm paying for that. But if they were to start doing that once they, turn whatever age, get a job, or have a part-time job, they get so many years of compound interest, extra, right? It could be crazy what it would be. So anyway, just in general, my advice for investing, and I'm not a financial planner or anything like that, but investing and just living is honestly, depending on how much you make, you don't really need most of it. If you make $30,000 to $40,000, it's a little rough, but I think the average in the U.S. is 55. If people would just not spend everything that they make, they would be fine. Now, my son doesn't seem to care about very many things, which I think is a good attribute. Because, to quote Jack Johnson, cars and phones and diamond rings, they're all just removable things. You're gonna lose all this stuff, it doesn't matter, you're still alive. If you think back, I don't know, 2,000 years ago, right? People lived in caves. All they cared about was food and a place to sleep. Who needs a new iPhone? Like you don't need one for your survival, if that makes sense. Like, you will be okay. So anyway, I'd say, live on less than you make at least. So, don't spend more than you make. That's a good step. And then try to live on as little as possible and then save the rest. And you'd be shocked at, like, if you do that for like 2 or 3 years and invest that money into just the market in general, like the S&P 500 that has an average return of 11%, 11.9% over the history of it. Like, you're gonna be okay. You'll have $1 million if you did that every year. You'll have $1 million to retire on. You'll have plenty of money. So that's what I would tell my son, is like, just do that. Just start as soon as you possibly can. Don't look at the money. Don't be like, oh, I need $500. Let me sell something and sell one of my stocks or one of my in the market, right? Just sell it and then go buy something that you need, right? Just forget all about it. Figure out another way. Be creative on how you can solve your problems. It's really not difficult. Between me and my wife, we were making $60,000 a year. We're bringing home $60,000 a year. Well, 48 maybe. Bringing home 48. And we had 2 kids in daycare. We had a mortgage. And between the two of us, I think we had about $65,000 in student loan debt, credit card bills, car payments, stuff like that. So I don't know, I would say between all that stuff, it was like almost $90,000. Between like the little bit of money we had in savings, extra jobs that we took on, we paid all that stuff off in 14 months. We just didn't do anything in the 14 months. And guess what? That was like 8 years ago. Not 8 years ago. 5 years ago. It was fine. Like, it was... We were so focused on getting rid of all that stuff that we didn't even, like, miss stuff we, quote-unquote, weren't doing. Right? And then once it was over, it was over. We were making 50 grand a year, I think it was, that we were bringing home. And it started raining. We were making 50 grand. And all we had was our mortgage and daycare was basically our bills, and then the utility bills. It was super easy. So anyway, live on less than you make. Get rid of your debt. You don't need stuff. You don't need things. Invest as much money as you can, as early as you can, into something simple. It doesn't have to be anything wacky. Disney. If you love Disney, Disney's not going out of business. You can buy their stock. It's probably going to go up. McDonald's. Probably going to go up over the course of your lifetime. The S&P 500 is probably going to go up over the course of your lifetime. Buy those simple investment things. Just buy some, and it's a habit. You just do it every month. You buy a little bit, put a little bit in, or as much as you can in. Buy a little bit of a couple of different things, and then that's it. Before you know it, by the time, if you start that at 21, so you graduate college, or you're 18 and you get a trade job, or you just start working and you start putting in $1,000 a month at the age of 18 or 21, by the time you're 35, you will be close to like being a millionaire. I know it sounds crazy, and 35 sounds so far away for like young people, but it comes before you know it. before you know it. Anyway, I hope you guys like this little segment. Like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Talk to you soon.